Hey everybody, welcome to the Epic Empire weekly team call. It feels like it's been a while since we've been together. I don't know why, but it's been kind of a crazy week. I have my inbox is completely down, and so Nicola has been trying to help as much as possible. So taking the elephant out of the room, Libby has been my assistant for a while now, and her business is booming and growing. And that is a great reason for her to stop being an assistant and probably need one for herself soon. So we are cheering her on to Elite this year, and she is really going to start pouring into her team. So we have a new assistant with Epic Empire. Her name is Nicola. I think I'm saying it right. Nicola Shiflett. Am I saying it right? Am I saying it, Nicola? I don't want to screw it up because I know Tommy messed it up for a while there. She is an amazing assistant. She has worked with Tommy Migrant and has helped a lot of other coaches within the network, and now is my right-hand girl. So she knows what she's doing. She's also a coach, so she knows the coaching world as well. So thank you, Libby, for loving on our team, serving our team, probably working harder than what I paid you. So thank you so much for everything you've done for Epic Empire. And we love you to pieces, and we hope that you reach all the goals that you set for yourself. All right, so tonight we have a really cool guest speaker, and I kind of want to just dig in. I know that it's halfway through the month. I hope everybody's getting into Success Club. It's kind of a crazy month because you know what? We get double Success Club dollars for the trip. So make sure you're hitting Success Club, but not just shooting for the bare minimum, because this is where you can really maximize your Dominican Republic dollars. I keep wanting to say cruise. And then we've got the cruise coming up, and is everybody sticking to their fitness plan? Because we got a cruise coming up, and nobody wants to walk around in a bikini with beach body coaches like you didn't work on your hammer and chisel. Oh, a Coca-Cola, Kelly King. You better, and a beer. She's got her drinks. Hey, Melissa said bring a drink, right? Coney Island, is that what that said? Oh, somebody's got champagne or wine. If you have a drink in your hand, raise it up. Let me see. A water, coffee, tea, and Kelly's got Coke and beer. That's a combination. And water. Lovely. All right, so I am excited to introduce Melissa McAllister. She, holy crap, is a rock star. I'm super honored that she's on our call. We've had some pretty big names on our call, including Jeff Hill, which was kind of fun. But Melissa is definitely the highest level of coaches we've ever had guest speak on our call. So please, please, please make sure you are listening and honoring her with your attention. So Melissa is a wife. She is married to her husband for 16 years. She's also a mom to her witty, I can't believe this, 20-year-old son and sassy 19-year-old daughter. You don't look old enough to have a 20-year-old son and a 19-year-old daughter. That's insane. She has been a Team Beachbody Elite coach, get this, and I have so much appreciation for this because it's only my second year in Elite. She's been Elite coach from 2011 to 2015. That's a huge accomplishment. So congratulations on that. Oh, there's more. There's more. Wait for this. Just kidding. Team Beachbody Success Club legend for 63 consecutive months. Top earnings list 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. Let's see, what else does she got here? Team Beachbody top challenge back sales in 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. I'm sorry. I think she has something to say that's important. Superstar Diamond 2. That means 15-star Diamond and 2 business centers. And then she was inducted into the Millionaire Dollar Earner in, I think it's called like Millionaire Club now. Did they change the name of it? In 2012. And then she was also a cast in over 50 fitness and consumer videos. So if you've seen her in most recent in Pio, she's rocking it with her solid hardcore abs. That mama too, and she's got amazing abs. Melissa, we are so honored that you are here, and I've got pen and paper, and I'm ready to listen and soak in all the knowledge, and then not just soak it in, guys, soak it in, and then apply, right? So we're ready to listen. We got our listening ears on.
Awesome. Soak it in, write it down, and apply.
There you go.
You have to write it down. I'm just as guilty as most people that I'm like, I'm good. I'm really good at retaining stuff. I'm not as good as I think I am. So writing it down is very important. But I have to fix that. I'm sure that whatever you read is outdated. I have been married to my husband for 20 years. We've been together for almost 26 years. And I have a 21-year-old son. He just turned 21. So
that's even better because you look really good. Because Shakeology is working.
That's right. Shakeology and good lighting. But thank you guys for having me on. And it's such a pleasure because I had the honor of having Jatana on one of our calls, and Amanda Dewey and I and Anita Myron and one of her coaches did a Push to Diamond group, and she was a guest. And Amanda was just texting me the whole time saying, oh my gosh, I so relate to her. She's so cute. She's so real. She's so awesome. So I don't know if you have since then gotten any kind of a message from Amanda, but she has got a total girl crush on you and loves you to pieces, and so do I. And so I'm honored to be on your call, and I'm really proud of you guys to have, as I see 32 participants, because I know just like you have a lot of people that watch the recording as I do, and I'll get really, successful coaches on my call too, and I think I get 32 as well. So there's just that number. So for the 32 of you that made the time to be on here, I really do honor and appreciate that, and I'll try to give you as good a content as I can. I thought I would share with you really fast how I got started, because I think that helps people understand how I run my business. But I just had my 2 kids and started going to the gym. I was in the back of the class, and I got up a little bit of courage, and I got to the middle of the class, and then I got up to the front of the class, and it dawned on me that, hey, I think I could do what she does. And so I lied to the coordinator of the gym and said I had taught before, which I had never done before. And she gave me a class, and I made an absolute fool of myself. 40-something people in the class, and my back was to them, and I heard a lot of noise, and I turned around, and there were 3 people left out of the 40-something. But there was just that burning in my belly that I really wanted to do this. And so I just kept going back and teaching. And it finally came to the point that I worked for 24 Hour Fitness. Some of you may know that gym, some don't, but it's a national chain. It was called a group expedition. And that is when a lot of different companies came in to show off their brand, and hopefully you would want to be trained to do that brand. And a beautiful lady by the name of Michelle Park showed up to do Turbo Kick. And I went to that master class, and she came up to me afterwards and she said, you should apply to be an area promotions director for Chalene Johnson's company. I was so excited. And later on, it dawned on me, she's such a nice person. She probably said that to every single person in that room, but I took it as she was talking to me, and I actually applied to be an APD for Chalene Johnson and her company, Powder Blue. And because I was the only person that applied from that state, I got the job. So I started working closely with Chalene Johnson, and I was what's now called a master trainer for her. And I'd go to different areas and promote her formats. And in the meanwhile, she was asked by Beachbody to have her Turbo Kick format become Turbo Jam for Beachbody. And she accepted, and she filmed it, and that was cool. We were, helping promote her Turbo Jam as well as her Turbo Kick, all free. And she finally came to us and said that Beachbody was opening up the coaching opportunity. I missed that memo completely, and my phone was ringing off the hook, and I didn't know why. Come to find out that all of these other master trainers were trying to get a hold of me to tell me, you need to come to California, because they were going to open this leg for the platinum presenters, which is Christine Dwyer's leg. So I didn't make that. And my phone got very silent for a couple of days. And then my phone started blowing up again, and more people were trying to call me. And finally, Michelle Park, again, was the one that got a hold of me and said, you need to become a coach. I said, okay, what is it? And she goes, I don't know. But Chalene Johnson says we should be coaches, so we should do it. I'm like, okay. So I signed up to be a coach. And I had, honestly, if I really knew what it was, I probably would have hemmed and hawed over it and thought, no, I don't think I want to do this. It's network marketing. I don't want to do that. but I still signed up for it. And I found out that they had supplements. So I started drinking the meal replacement shake. And I don't know if you guys have been around as long as I have, but before Shakeology, there was a meal replacement shake. And as a nutrition major, it wasn't the best. I don't even know if I don't think we still sell it. But all I did was I took all the people that were taking my Turbo Kick class and I brought them to my house. And I displayed my Turbo Jam beautifully, and I put the meal replacement shake by it. And I said, why don't we do Turbo Jam together at home, follow the meal plan that it came with, and replace one of the meals with the meal replacement? And everybody said, okay. So first and foremost, let me tell you, Carl Deichler owes me a lot of money because challenge groups were obviously my idea 7 years ago. So I should get full credit for challenge groups because I've been doing them since I started 7 years ago. But it worked. And all of these people were having great results from doing Turbo Jam at home because it was a tough program. And they were doing it more often than they were going to the gym to take my Turbo Kick class. And the meal plan was great, of course. So some of them became my customers for life, and some of them became coaches. And that was kind of the start of me being a coach. And I just continued to do challenge groups. And it was probably 2 years later that Beachbody came out and said, hey, let's officially do challenge groups. And I was in the test group. But honestly, I have been, I've been in Success Club for 70 months now, consistently for 70 months. And it really started with officially when Success Club started, and challenge groups being kind of the official way to help grow your business by helping people. It's what I stuck to. And so the first 3 years that I was a coach, my goal was Success Club 5. Do or die. Call your grandma, say, Grandma, you really, really need to try Insanity. You would be very good at it, to sell a challenge pack. And after that 3 years, there were some months that 5 was very difficult for me. But eventually, after 3 years of doing it, Success Club 5 was getting kind of automatic. And so I bumped it up to Success Club 10. So for another 3 years, that was my goal, was just to hit Success Club 10 every single month. It was non-negotiable with me. It was the one thing that I just was ironclad. It wasn't that I helped that many people. I sold that much Shakeology. I had other coaches hit Success Club. Just for me, that was my one thing that I would be up until the very last second making sure that it happened. And in this last year, because, I kind of figured out this business now. It took 6 years. I have a goal of about 30, Success Club 30 now every month that I can hit. But it took me several years to get there and to find my way in my niche and how I communicate with people. But Success Club is a very big deal. And I communicate with a lot of really top coaches. In fact, right now I'm in a group with 9 other 15-star top 10 coaches, and we're putting together a elite training. And I just want to share with you really quick before I go into what I want to talk about, that even we still have a lot of struggle. Even we have a lot of struggle. And in fact, I finally had the nerve to ask Melanie Mitchell for her challenge group guides because, I'd heard how amazing her challenge groups were. And for a year, I wanted to ask her for them. But I'm like, she put a lot of work into that. She may not want to share it. But I finally asked her because she asked me a question first. So it was a perfect segue. And she sent them to me. And I tell it to her face, I love her to death. They're of no use to me because how she would run a challenge group and how she teaches people about nutrition is 180 off of how I do it. So I was like, bummer. But it's really important for you to know, for one, that even though some coaches are very successful, what they do just may not work for you. Another conversation we had today was one of these girls, Diamond Coaches, was leaving the business because she found another company she wanted to work with. So even though you see these great, amazing coaches that have huge success with their downline, they still have the pains that all of us have with not being able to keep coaches, involved, interested, consistent. So it's not just you. We all have the same, absolutely the same growing pains still after 3, 5, 7 years that you have at 1 and 2 years. It's just that like I said at the beginning, that burning desire to be successful at this, to really help other people improve the quality of their life. And so you're not alone if you ever feel like it's an uphill battle for you, because we all get there as well. So I'm going to, this is when I said I need you to have a drink, because I'm going to mention 3 words that you're going to roll your eyes at and go, seriously, I've heard this enough. But I want to talk to you about the 3 vital behaviors. And to be honest with you, I am personally so sick of hearing that. But what I wanted to do was to give you my take on those 3 vital behaviors, because they are important to your business. I do commend Beachbody for embracing these 3 specific things, because I think that they really, really do make a difference if you really connect with each one in the right way to make you very successful at this. I still, as a 7-year coach, I've had elite 6 times. I've been a top 10 coach 4 times, trying to get their business, or my second business center, to 15 stars as well. I still have to go back to these 3. They're very, very important, and they are the foundation of a very successful business. So the first one I want to talk about is personal development. And I want to ask you, are you consistent with your personal development? Are you really consistent with it? Do you listen to it? You know, I like to listen to it in the car. So I listen to a lot of Audible in the car. And you have to be specific with your personal development. Do you have problems? Where do you find that you're struggling the most? Is it time management? Is it confidence? Is it connecting with people? Is it consistency? Is it leadership? I mean, there's so many different things that people struggle with. I'm sure you have your strong points, and I'm sure you have areas where you could use work. Make sure that your personal development isn't just a book that was recommended to you because you heard that all the other top coaches were reading that book. You need personal development that's going to help you make your business and your life a little bit easier. So hone in on what it is that you, at this time in your life, this season, need personal development in. And really work on that area until you really start feeling confident in that area, and then switch it into the next. Don't just read a book because you heard it was good. You don't have time for that. You are a badass, right? That is a great book for people that lack confidence and stuff. But if you don't lack confidence, that's probably shouldn't be at the top of your list. If you can't for the life of you find enough time in the day to answer all of your emails, help out your challengers, and make dinner for your children, then you need time management more than you need confidence. So make sure that what you're picking really pertains to you. Same with your coaches. When you're mentoring your coaches, don't just recommend any book to them. Don't recommend GoPro so they understand network marketing when they really have a hard time with connecting with people. They're so introverted that it's hard for them to have a conversation with another human being. That's where they need to start. I also want to talk to you about, there's 2 different kinds of mindset. There's the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. And those 2 different mindsets make a huge difference on how you'll build your business. I'm going to say something to you, and I'll probably repeat it because I want you to really think about it. If you quit at the first sign of struggle, you're not ready for success. If you quit at the first sign of struggle, then you are not ready for success. That kind of might hurt your feelings a little bit. If you're in the position right now that you're just really overwhelmed with your business, or feeling like you're not gaining any traction, and there's that little voice in your head saying, maybe this isn't for me, then maybe you're not ready to be successful. Ouch. You know, that was, someone said that to me, I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm ready to be successful. I want it more than anybody, but wanting it and actually working for it are 2 different things. So make sure that when struggle comes, you know how to use that growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset to make sure that you're ready for success. A fixed mindset. So say, for instance, someone comes up to you and gives you feedback on a video that you made for YouTube. And they tell you that the lighting was terrible, you said too many times, just like that. And your voice wasn't loud enough, you're kind of boring, it was too long, you carried, I mean, just a lot of feedback that kind of hurt your feeling. The fixed mindset would be somebody thinking, I am no good at video. I shouldn't make video. The person with the growth mindset is going to think, I appreciate that feedback. It's going to help me become better at the videos that I know I need to make to be successful at this. So anytime that you have any kind of pushback come at you, try not to have that fixed mindset. Instead, have that growth mindset that's going to make you a better person and to keep pushing ahead. When you think of somebody, slipped my mind, it'll come back to me, about the growth and fixed mindset. I just probably scream it out at you randomly, chicken. The next thing I want to talk about is product of the product, right? But I want you to, I want you right now to be 100% honest with yourself. 100%. You don't have to, you can hide the video if your face is going to show it. But are you working out on a regular basis, and are you drinking your Shakeology or using some sort of nutritional line from Beachbody on a regular basis? Whenever I do these calls and I ask people that, I have to preface it by saying that if you're not doing that, you honestly really have no business being on this call. You want this to work for you. You want it to be some supplemental income, or you want it to be full-time income so that your family can be home together. You really, really want to make a difference in people's lives. But if you are not a product of the product and working out, and I'm not saying you have to work out with a Beachbody product. If you are a CrossFitter, or if you're a runner, or you are really into yoga, that's okay. But you have to be leading a healthy lifestyle. And not only that, you have to be using our products. The multivitamin, the performance line, Shakeology, whatever it is that's going to make your health better, you have to do it. And I'm telling you, the people, and I have a quote here that you can use, liars post links. Whenever I see my coaches going on Facebook and they post a link about new hammer and chisel that's out, or the new flavor of Shakeology, in my head, I know they're lying about working out themselves and drinking Shakeology, because all they can think to do is to put down a post or a link. People who post links are liars. It's horrible to say, but it's the truth. I actually have a gentleman who's one of my husband's friends who posts on my like page every once in a while for me, and I got on him because the new cafe latte came out, and all he did was say new flavor of Shakeology. And I said, oh my gosh, take that down. I said, I would never say that. I love Shakeology. I love coffee. And oh my gosh, my two worlds have collided. That is what I would say. And that's the honest to gosh truth, because I know what Shakeology is like. I know what it does for me, and I love coffee. So anytime that you post anything about our products, it has to be some sort of personal experience or testimonial. It's never about posting a link about a product. So for me, and I know you know this, you're probably schooled on this just as much as my team is, never, ever, ever post a link or a stock picture of our products, because you are not product pushers, you're life changers. And if you're not immersing yourself in how Beachbody can make your life better through the amazing fitness programs we have and the great nutritionals we have, or the killer community that you're surrounded by, then people are going to see right through you. But if you do the workouts, drink Shakeology, use the performance line, are very involved in the community with taking snapshots of Zoom calls, or being at a Super Saturday or leadership or summit, immerse yourself in the community, and you have so much to post about personal experience-wise. And that is what people buy into. They don't buy into the products, they're buying into you. And the fact that they see that this is making your life happier and healthier. So you have to be a product of the product every damn day. That's my team's hashtag this year, because we're trying to do the Shakeology 366. Our hashtag is every damn day. You got to drink it every day. And so far it's working. The last one of the 3 vital behaviors that I wanted to talk with you about was, of course, the invite. And so I wanted to talk to you really quick about social media and how you need to really embrace probably 2 avenues. In my own team, I see a lot of coaches that will spend too much time on one or too much time on five. And I'm here to tell you, especially being a Chalene Johnson baby, that you really just need to immerse yourself in two. Now, come 2016, I was absolutely going to close my personal page because Chalene has told me to do it for years now and just work my like page. Well, it's January 20th and I still have my personal page open and I'm still posting on it because I'm really having a hard time letting it go because it still does bring me good business. So even though I'm preaching to you 2 avenues for social media, I personally do 3, although I have withdrawn from my Instagram just a little bit. I still post on it, but not as intently as I did because I'm trying to build my like page. So don't kill yourself on too many pages. It's just too much work. You want to really be able to bring in new eyeballs to whatever social media avenue that you enjoy the most. So if you love Snapchat, which I still don't own a Snapchat, but I am told it's very important and it could be a huge business builder. My 19-year-old daughter warned me that if I got on Snapchat, I might see pictures I didn't want to see. How scary is that? So I am honestly a little leery because I don't know, mother's daughter, I guess. But Snapchat is a big one. Pinterest, of course. YouTube is huge. If you're not making YouTube videos, I really want to encourage you to start doing that. And I'm here to tell you, I've made over 50 fitness videos and I still watch them and I still critique myself and I still have things and I'm like, man, I got a lot of stuff to work on, but I still do them. Because if you think about it, if somebody who is wanting to be a business builder and is heard about Beachbody coaching from their hammer and chisel workout where they talk about coaching there, what are they going to do? They're going to go into a search bar on Google and they're going to type in Beachbody coaching and they're going to get a link to a YouTube video. So even if it is a poor video in your own eyes, you need, if you have not yet, make yourself a YouTube video about what Beachbody coaching is and get it out there because you really would be surprised how many people will see it and reach out to you because you answered their questions or because you drummed up more questions for them and they wanted to learn more about it. It's huge. And once it's done, it just sits there, which is a great thing. And people will find it and people will like it and people will dislike it because they're in other network marketing companies and they're just mean, not because you did anything wrong, but get it out there and just put it there. It's not, YouTube is not something that you have to post on every day. You put it there, it's there forever. And I just highly encourage you to put your own story about how coaching has affected your life positively out there. So when people are looking, they're gonna connect with you and your story and they're gonna reach out to you. So that's not one of those that you have to work on, but just put it out there. So promise me that you'll put a video out there by the 1st of February. You have a deadline. I really love Instagram, obviously, I just like Instagram. It's a really fun way for me to help people. And it is a great business builder. For some reason, I find very, I don't know how to put it. On Facebook, I find a lot of people who are looking to lose weight, which is wonderful. That's what I want to help people do. But for some reason on Instagram, I find people that are already into fitness and love fitness and want to help other people lose weight. So I find more business builders on Instagram than I do on Facebook. That's the only difference I can tell you between the two. Is Facebook takes a little bit more relationship building because I have to help them through the process of Beachbody helping them get healthy. Where Instagram, it's almost instantaneous. If I can just help them see that Beachbody coaching is already what they're doing as a fitness enthusiast or a fitness professional, but it takes them from being able to help somebody in a 30-mile radius to a 3,000-mile radius. And once they get that, it clicks. So if you're on Instagram, really try to target fitness professionals because they're out there and they really embrace Beachbody once it's explained to them in the right way. Facebook for me is usually a great challenge group filler. and I have to take people through the process, which I love to do anyway. Like I said, I've done challenges for 7 years now, but it is a longer process. I don't find people on Facebook and say, hey, you should be a coach, and they're like, cool, sign me up. That happens on Instagram, but it doesn't happen on Facebook. And if I can give you any words of wisdom, which if you follow Shalene, you've probably heard this before, but it rings so true. Your personal page is your life, all right? This is where you post about your dogs and your kids and your vacations and your new sofa that you bought and the dishes that you just got. That you can post anything about your life on your personal page. Your like page and your Instagram and Pinterest, for the most part, have to be very specific. So if you're trying to build your Instagram or your like page, you need to understand that when people click follow or like, it's for one very, very specific reason. If you think about, if you bought the magazine Dog Fancy because you just absolutely love dogs, and you started to notice that when you were opening the pages, there was an article on how to change your oil, and there was an article on, best places to go and wine taste, and you're like, but I want to learn about dogs. And so you'll in that subscription to that magazine because it's not what you're there for. So I've learned with a huge slap in my face, especially with Instagram, that if you start veering away from your brand on that channel, if you want to open a different channel, it's a different story, but on that like page and on that Instagram, it has to be incredibly specific. If I don't post about a recipe, just a body picture or a workout exercise, if it's anything else, listen to this, you guys, I will instantly lose between 1,000 and 2,000 followers like that. If I post a picture of my kids, or I get a lot of free stuff from Instagram, people that want me to shout their stuff out, which I normally don't do, but if you look, I got that Arctic Zero ice cream. They sent me 6 pints, and I felt really bad. So I took a picture of me holding them, and I tried to make it as authentic as I could, but it's not what I normally post, and I instantly lost about 2,000 followers. And dang it, maybe that's not the people I wanted following me anyway, who knows? But I understand that happens. So if you're building a following, stay very true to what you do and stay consistent with it, and you'd be shocked how fast it grows. But I'm telling you, don't think, oh, but my daughter doing somersaults has to be the cutest thing on the planet. They don't care. They're not there for that. They're there because you post recipes, or they're there because you post exercises. Be very specific with that, or you will lose people. And that's a lot of hard work kind of gone down the drain. For me to have my team hit Success Club, which, as you know, is very important for being an elite coach and for being a top 10 coach, there are 2 things that I really focus on in order to get them to hit Success Club. So if you're a new coach on this call and you're not hitting Success Club, or if you're an Emerald or a Diamond or Star Diamond and you're trying to get your team to, there's 2 things that you really need to do. And the first one is, of course, have a team culture. And I just don't mean that you have to have a cute name and you maybe have created a logo. What you really need to work on is creating that culture. I don't know about you guys, but I have, of course, coaches all over the United States and Canada. So it's not like I can physically get them all together, but we can do, like you guys are doing, Zoom calls, which are very, very important. The coaches that are local, you can, as often as you can, try to get together with them and have coffee, or go in a park and walk together. Or if you have coaches in different areas, work really hard to get them to find each other, because that is such a huge thing. When I decided to be a coach, I decided to be a coach because of the community and the culture. It had nothing to do with income. My husband afforded us a nice lifestyle. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was happy there. And I didn't need to get in shape. I was already in shape. So for me, I became a coach because I love the people that I knew were coaches as well. So if you remember that when it comes to your posting and creating that team culture, that is really good for attraction marketing, and it's also really good for retention. I have a very high retention rate in my team, and I know it's because I just created as many say, and we call it, my team page is called The Family, because that's what we are. We're a fit family, and I try really, really hard to make everybody feel like they're a part and they contribute to this family. And that makes them want to please mom. I don't know how else to put it, but when you take the time to make someone feel special, they want to do what it is that you ask them to do. And I want them to hit Success Club. And for some people, that's really difficult for them to ask other coaches to hit Success Club because they think it's self-serving. It's not self-serving. I've gotten to where I am because I've hit Success Club for 70 months in a row. And that's why I'm successful. And I know that's how they're going to be successful. I have it written down somewhere. Oh, I have it here. Elite coaches hit Success Club every month. I mean, if you want to be elite, you want your team to be elite, they hit Success Club every month. That's just a given. And they have an average of 12 Success Club points every month. So if you want to be an elite coach, you want your coaches to be elite, because elite means success. It really does. That's why they do this, is because you're a success in the business. If you're an elite coach, you have to have Success Club 12 every month. And so I push that really, really hard. And it's the only thing I ask of them. Get Success Club. And they're happy to do that because I recognize them for it. I've had so many people come to me through Facebook asking more about becoming a part of my team. And they always started off with, I see how you recognize your team. And that means so much to them because, again, getting in shape is a bonus. Making some extra money is a bonus. But, oh, my gosh, to become a part of something where I feel like I contribute and I make a difference is huge for women. We're just naturally nurturing. And so that's really what gets a lot of people's feet in the door and how they want to approach you about coaching, because they're a little bit shy to say I'm broke. And they're a little bit shy to say, I'm overweight and I need to lose some pounds, but they're not shy to say, hey, I really like the way you treat your team, or I like how you spend time with your team, the camaraderie that you have. I'd like to be a part of that. So don't ever dismiss that. Even if you see somebody from your past that looks, they drive a Corvette and they live in a nice house and they look in shape, you're like, they wouldn't be interested in coaching. Baloney. They could be the loneliest person in their town and would love to be a part of the culture. So don't forget how important that culture is. And not only creating it, but making sure all of the outsiders see that. Even if you call up a few coaches and say, let's go to Starbucks and have coffee, not because you really want to go have coffee with these people, because it'd be a really good Facebook post. But it's true. Tara Carr and I were just talking, and she's going to Disney World in a couple of weeks, and she's excited about it. And I said, it's funny that it's exciting, but at the same time, it's a good business builder. People seeing that you have the freedom to be able to take your family to Disney World. As silly as that sounds, people do it, but they forget to put it out there. And it really makes a difference to people to see that freedom, to see that culture, that community, the changes that happen in your life because of the community you're around. Not because of the products, right? Not because you just lost 5 to 10 pounds, but because what you've surrounded yourself with, which is really huge. I also reward my coaches that hit Success Club. Again, this is something that I learned from Shalene. Ever since I've been, was an area promotions director for her, she always had tiers for how many trainings you had and how much your sales were. She's a very smart business lady. And if you were the top of the tier every month, she would give us a gift. And at first I couldn't afford the gifts, so they were cool because they were things I couldn't afford. They weren't that special, but I couldn't afford to buy them for myself. And then it got to the point that I could have paid for my own, but I don't care. It's that recognition of being one of 20 or 30 people that did this together. And I don't spend that much on a gift, $25 max. And there's so many websites out there that come up with, you can make the cutest little customized gifts or something that you personally love. A swell bottle. If you've gotten 2 people that have hit Success Club, buy them a swell bottle or a bracelet. If you have 0 money to your name, grab a pen and paper and write a handwritten note and mail it to that person. That could mean just as much, if not more, to somebody for being recognized with a handwritten note. Every single training I do for PIO and Turbo and P90X and Insanity, I put a thank you card in their little gift bag, and I tell them to handwrite thank you to somebody who allowed them to be there, whether it was their kids for giving up their mom, or a manager who paid for their training, or a spouse who just, told them that they could do it. I don't care. That handwritten note means everything. So please don't think just because I'm telling you, to reward or recognize your Coaches for Success Club. You can make a cute little video and post it on their Facebook page. It does not have to be monetary. It could be your time, and that will mean just as much to those people as a $10, $15, $20 gift. But I'm telling you, it does, because my gifts were only for, say right now, if I were to give gifts, it was for 2015 and 16 coaches, because that's what mattered for Elite. This year I changed it a little bit, but anybody that hit Success Club 5 on my team by the 15th, I've pulled it back a little bit, they have to hit it by the 15th now, get something from me. And a lot of them, when they don't hit it, will send me a personal message saying, it is a driver for me and I'm disappointed I didn't hit it. But hitting Success Club doesn't have that instant reward, but being recognized from someone that you look up to and admire and call a leader means everything. So that recognition does a lot for helping me help my team see the vision of hitting Success Club every month. Because you do it every month, you're like, what am I getting out of this? But once you do it consistently for 6 to 9 to 12 months, you look back at your business and you're like, oh my gosh, I've made huge strides in the last 6 months by making this a consistent goal. So remember, it's not about you at all. Don't ever feel bad about asking your coaches to hit Success Club, because it does benefit you, but in the long run, it's really all about them and not you, and them building their own business. And you know that that's going to be done through Success Club. And the last point that I found that I wanted to share with you guys is that I know a lot of coaches, at least in my organization, and even if you don't hit those two things, if you strive for those two, you are going to do so well in your business by January of 2017, just by having that as a big goal. But elite coaches, on average, bring on 2 coaches a month. So I don't know if you have goals every month to hit a certain amount of Success Club points and coaches, but I want to tell you, bare minimum, I'm hoping that you have set a goal for yourself every month for 2016 to get at least 2 new coaches, and then to hit Success Club 5. Hopefully you push for Success Club 12, because you know that's what it takes to be an elite coach. 2 coaches a month and Success Club 12. So Success Club is the foundation of your business. But when it comes to that recognition that we talked about in that culture, I also want you to not forget to recognize those people that have good volume, because there are some people that just can't nail the challenge pack. And that's okay. They're still helping people get fit by selling programs, or just selling Shakeology, or a 3-day refresh, that's not on Home Direct, or an ultimate reset. So always look in your back office, whether you have 2 coaches or 200 coaches, and make sure you recognize those people that have good volume as well, because that means that they're changing lives through helping people with the products, not necessarily Success Club and Success Club points. And I'm talking to you about that from my own experience. I've always pushed Success Club, and it really dawned on me that I'm really leaving out some very strong coaches changing people's lives exponentially without having crazy Success Club points. So learn from my mistake and make sure that you look for volume as well. So I just want, I'm going to recap real fast, and I don't know if you have enough time, if you guys have to go, or if anybody wanted to ask a question. But please read your personal development, 10 minutes a day. If you can't do 10 minutes a day, don't beat yourself up. Try to do 30, 45 minutes a weekend if you can. And make sure the books that you are reading are relevant to you, not because somebody else told you, it's a good book. Have you ever gone to see a movie that somebody loved, you're like, that was horrible, horrible. I've done that a ton. it has to work for you. And so make sure that your personal development is all about you. Maybe you could, is there somebody that you look up to that seems to be very competent in an area you don't feel strong in? Ask that person for a recommendation, not just anybody, but somebody who you're like, they're strong in this area. What have they been reading? All right. Please be a product of the product. You have to be authentically you, and that's not going to happen if you're not using the products that we have. I'm telling you, even I get guilty that I get lazy about my Shakeology, or I just teach my classes and I don't do a home workout. And you can see and feel it through my posts that I'm pushing to try to be authentic, and it's just not there. My husband, we're doing hammer chisel legitimately together, and my posts have picked up energy and momentum, and I get so many more likes because people can just tell I'm so excited about this and I'm happy and I'm seeing changes, and that makes a huge difference in your business. When it comes to inviting, know what social media is really strong for you, whether it's Facebook personal like page, Instagram, and either be very specific with your branding or know that it's okay in this platform to go ahead and be you and put your highlight reel or your struggles on that one page for your family, for your friends, and still for potentials. But you're also looking to build an audience of people for a specific reason, whether that be Instagram or your like page. And you're going to make me a YouTube video and let me know that you made one on how coaching has changed your life specifically. The more specifically you can be in that video, the better it's going to be, and the more you're going to attract people that you want to work with. So I'm not kidding. It's a very important part of you starting 2016 strong, with having that video out there and letting people find you and reaching out to you because you touched them through that video. Build team culture, more than just a name, more than just a logo, more than just a t-shirt. Make sure that people feel like they're contributing to your team somehow. If you have people that just are still working on themselves, they still can do things for the team. I have a lady that is just really struggling with social media, but she wants to be a part of the team. And so I have her in control of all of the coaches that are doing the Shakeology for 366 days. She's created a roster, and she puts up posts, and she checks in with people, and she is on cloud nine because she feels like she's contributing. And that's exactly what I want. And remember, Success Club is very important for you and your coaches, and it's not about you. Please don't be afraid to ask your team to step up, to show up, and to commit to Success Club 5 every single month. It's going to make the team a top 10 team. It's going to make the team an elite team. And what you ask of them, they need to understand one day they're going to ask of their coaches as well. And so do they want to do for you what they would want their coaches to do for them? And of course they would say yes. So don't be afraid to ask for that and to put a little pressure on them to get there, because in the long run, what it's going to do is it's going to build their business, which is going to build your business, which is going to change a whole lot of lives. I'm going to take a breath. I'm done. I talked a long time.
No, that was amazing, and I took a bunch of notes. See, I got notes. I definitely want to emphasize what she said about making a YouTube video of your story. I did this when I was an Emerald coach. I think I had 3 coaches, one being my husband, the other one being my best friend, and one poor random challenger who just agreed to sign on with me. And I went through I was doing Insanity at the time, so I went through my transformation. I talked about, coaching, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I think I played like Firework in the back. It was a Katy Perry song, but it was just like a little photo collage. And I used that video a lot in the beginning of my Beachbody business when people were like, what is it you're doing? Like, what's this all about? And I shared that because it was actually kind of a nice little emotional video of what I've been through and what coaching had done for me, even though I was completely clueless to business at the time. But definitely encourage the YouTube video, and I think it's still out there, and I might post it again tonight because it's quite interesting. I loved the like page and Instagram. I didn't even think about that. Like, I still take selfies and use the Instagram filter and then like leave it there, and it's just like a bunch of pictures of me. That's not helping my Instagram account. People aren't liking following my selfies.
Now you're kind of cute though.
So I'm going to definitely be working on my Instagram and getting better at that. And the being a part of a team, I want to say that is the biggest reason why I became a coach. I didn't need the income. My husband supports us just fine. I was not like super out of shape. I mean, I was out of shape, but I needed to get like tone up basically. But I was a part of a challenge group, and that I noticed the culture of Beachbody through a challenge group. And I hope that you guys in our challenge groups and the team experiences that we have, whether it be Christmas parties or Super Saturdays or different events that we do, that you share that on your social media, because it's so valuable for your audience to see that. And oh my gosh, if this could like smack you in the forehead, if you quit at the first sign of struggle, then you're not ready for success. I've wanted to quit like, I don't know, 45 times the past 3 years. You know what I mean? I've had that thought in my mind of like, I'm just going to shut down Facebook and I'm never getting on again. And screw these people who don't like what I'm saying. But that's just a part of success. Like, you can't be successful without that struggle and that failure. I love that whole iceberg analogy where like all you see is what you see. And then underneath holding that iceberg up is failure and struggle and doubt and fear and falling on your face in front of everybody. And so be okay with that being there and just keep pushing forward, like John C. Maxwell says, failing forward. I want to open up for quick questions. If let's see, we got about 9 minutes before we typically close out. So does anybody have a question for Melissa? I mean, I just want to like sit and have coffee with her for like 3 hours and pick her up. I mean, she's friends with Chalene Johnson. Come on, guys. Pretty stinking cool. I mean,
I want to thank you so much. It was so informative, and I just
you're welcome.
it so much. And I'm just learning, and I'm hanging on every word that you said. So thank you. I want to ask you whether it was in the beginning or whether you do this now. Do you invite people? I mean, do you specifically say, I'm going to target this person or these 5 and invite that way? Or is your inviting mainly, here I am, come get me, you know, kind of thing on Facebook?
Fantastic question. And it's something that I've really addressed with my own team is I think a lot of coaches, they're really good at pick monkey and they're really good at making beautiful pictures, and they'll put them out there and they'll say, I'm looking for 5 people to join my challenge group, or they'll tell the story of their weight loss, or they'll talk about how they've joined this amazing community of women that help support them, and then they sit there and they're like, okay, why aren't people knocking down my door? You really have to go out there, no matter how good, even myself with 250,000 people on Instagram, if I don't put a call to action on that and ask them to follow through and go back and read every single comment on there and then reach out to that person specifically. Same thing with Facebook. If I put a Facebook post up for a challenge group, I have a good size following, and I still have to form them. I still have to build that relationship on Messenger. And to be honest with you, Becca, I try to get them on the phone. For me, that I hate talking on the phone, you guys, and I know you too. I hate talking on the phone. I'm a texter, but I have found that I have the most success with getting people in a challenge group or becoming coaches if they could just hear my voice and the sincerity that I have. It's like 100% close rate at that point. I do honestly try to just get them through the process without getting them on the phone. But if I hear hesitation in their voice, or they just have a lot of questions, and I know it's just going to be faster to talk to them on the phone, I will get them on the phone. And once I'm on the phone with them, I've enjoyed every second of the conversation. And I feel like I know that person and I can really help them. But up until that point, I do try to just close them. But I do reach out to people personally. I just signed up my girlfriend when I lived in Hawaii. I just signed her up like 2 weeks ago by finding her and reaching out to her and talking to her about this. So I'm still looking for people. I'm still thinking about people in my past. I still personally reach out to people when they comment on they'll say, oh, that sounds amazing, and that's all they write. Or you go, girl, and that's all they write. I'm like, that's not what I want. I want to know if you're interested in doing this with me, so I will message them. and say, I appreciate you cheering me on, but I want you doing this with me. I don't want you in the sidelines. I want you out on the field with me. Are you willing to do this with me? And I start that conversation with them. So yes, I still am one-on-one with people. I'm still doing that list of who do you know. That still works really well even after 7 years. So yeah, I never post and just hope that people will tell me I'm ready, because it never happens.
So as a top 10 coach, you obviously have a pretty good system in place. And I know we have a lot of, leaders on this team who have their own teams.
Mm-hmm.
How do you structure your what does your monthly calendar look like? Do you have a sneak peek once a month and a challenge group once a month? Like, how does that work for you?
Again, another good question. I am not real systematic with that. It's kind of, for me, a time, just like you, and I think I figured it out. I have to go to California to film another PIO video. So it's in the middle of the week, so it's a bad time for me to run a sneak peek, so I can't be real systematic with that. But it's really fast. I can tell you guys that Saturday, if you're going to post something, make it really fun and lighthearted on Friday night and all day Saturdays, because people do not want to hear about you helping them lose weight when they're planning on having brunch and wine with their girlfriends. So really lighthearted Friday and Saturday. Sunday night is a really good time for you to post about a challenge group that you're coming, or some sort of help with weight loss, right? Because Sunday night, honestly, the guilt sets in of a bad weekend, and it's when they're really receptive to maybe joining a challenge group. Monday night, post about the Beachbody opportunity, because either people are coming home from work exhausted, hating working for their bosses, or their husband's just walking in the door at 8 o'clock at night, and they want to relieve their husbands of that 9 to 9 job. And so that's a great time for you to post about Beachbody as a business opportunity. And then Tuesday through Thursday, just fill it full of your life. All the quirks and crazy things and the things that you do to make you you, and why people would want to work with you. But specifically, Friday and Saturday, honestly, keep it lighthearted. Sunday is about health and fitness, and then Monday is about business. And I think that really helps connect with people at the right time.
Love that. I just wrote all that down. Anybody else? Questions? Afton, I'm going to call on you. She's like, no, please, gosh, don't.
I do that all the time to my coaches.
Afton is a brand new coach. She hit SC4 before I even got to introduce her to my team.
Oh, goodness.
So Afton, if you could ask a millionaire coach who's been the top 10 4 times, what's your number one fear, struggle, or question about coaching? Go ahead.
Trying to work a Zoom call.
Yeah, baby.
I don't even know. I mean, I took a lot of notes. I literally have 2 full pages of notes. I really liked what you said about liars post links and just being real. I mean, that to me, just in the couple of weeks that I've been doing it, that's people just relate. They're just commenting and messaging me and stuff. I'm just being real. I'm just putting myself out there, being vulnerable to it. You really put me on the spot. I don't.
What was that?
Who's next?
Oh, what's one big takeaway besides the one you just said?
There was one more that I wanted to say, and you said it too, and I've got to find it now.
Was it the quitting one?
Yes, that was it. Because even in just a couple of weeks, I've been like, what am I doing? What have I gotten myself into? Am I going to be able to do it? Because fear does hold me back. And that's personal development, talking about books. Like, I've got to go and I've got to find what's going to help me personally. So that definitely struck a chord with me.
If there's anything that I can help close this call with, I mentioned earlier that I was talking on the phone with Tara Carr today. She's a good friend of mine. And she was speaking with another top 10 coach who wanted to just sit and talk with Tara because she feels like she's failing at her business, and she's a top 10 coach. So I just want you to know that those feelings will never go away. You'll never feel perfect enough. You'll never feel fit enough. You'll never feel organized enough. You'll never feel like you put enough time into it, that, you know, I could have put more hours into it. And don't ever feel that way, because what you're doing is enough. You are enough. You're enough to be successful at this. And don't doubt. Don't let other people tell you you're not good enough. And don't let that inner voice tell you you're not good enough, smart enough, fast enough, healthy enough, loving enough, because you are. I know so many people in this business that I'm sure that you guys, I don't know how else to put it, but I'm sure you guys have 10 times the heart and the passion and the love for people that I see successful people hit. So you are good enough. And if you just stay consistent every day, wake up and look in the mirror and say, I love me, I'm a good person, and I'm going to change somebody's life today, you'll be uberly successful at this.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And just a plug, because she keeps saying Tara Carr. Tara Carr is officially our, we haven't, all right, don't go out in the world and talk about this, but DC Super Saturday is bringing Tara Carr.
Oh, yay.
Super Saturday.
She's amazing. I love her to pieces.
Yeah. She's awesome. So that was really cool that you kept saying her name, because a lot of our coaches are in the DC region. So thank you so much, Melissa, for being on our call and taking time from, I know you have a crazy busy schedule. Enjoy California. We have Snowmageddon coming here soon. So I'm ready to get out of here. Yeah. But thank you, Epic. Oh, take a quick picture, because we like to post this on our social media, right? So go ahead and picture. Make sure you're not picking your nose. Smile. Did I get it? I always get the complaint. Somebody will message me and be like, ew, I look awful. Why did you post that? All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Melissa. We loved it.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Bye.